The engagement, how I engaged my wife, it was on a Sunday service, and I had invited her to come to our church that day. I just told her, I want you to come to our church and just fellowship with us for this Sunday. She didn't know what was happening, so that day I was the one leading the service, and I had already talked to my lead pastor, and we had already organized everything. So in the midst of me leading the service, I think that was also the first time I introduced her to the church, because as a pastor it is very difficult to introduce somebody to the church that this is a person I want to marry. I think that was the first time I introduced her officially to the church. So I just stood and said, I have a friend that I would want to introduce to all of us as the church, as where I serve, and I just want her to come here and just say hi. So she came to the altar and just introduced herself. As she was doing that, I just went down on my knee and took out the ring. So when she turned and found me there, the only thing she did was cried. she started crying and shaking. Usually when she starts crying, she shakes. So it was really an emotional moment, and that is just how I engaged my wife in front of the whole church on the altar.
When he proposed, I can just remember, and I'm getting a bit emotional, but because for me it was shocking. It was also, I had so many emotions. It was shocking, it was exciting. I didn't expect it, but I was glad he did it, because now, it's a second sign that the man I love is serious about me. Now that was the second sign, because the first one, he didn't beat around the bush. The second one, now he has proposed. So, and I really didn't expect it. When he told me to say hi to the church, I thought he wanted to invite people for our ratio, because it was in a week's time. So I didn't think he was going to propose. So as I was talking and turned to see him proposing, it was just a feeling you can never explain. But again, it's a dream come true, because it's something that you were hoping for. It maybe at a particular time, not that soon, but he has finally done it, just to show that he is serious about you. So for me, it was just a moment full of emotions.
The ratio was actually, it was as she has said, it was like 1 week before the engagement. I did the engagement, then it was ratio the following weekend. One of the things, I as a man, I was in a place of anxiety, because when you are going to meet your future parents-in-law, you don't know if they are going to accept you, if they are going to give you the girl. In our tradition, you must be given that day. They must tell you if they accept you or not. So at that time, you are so full of anxiety. You don't know what to expect. I must say, at that time I really can't wait because it was in a place of anxiety, and also it comes with a lot of finances. So at that time my mind was up and down. There are things that you are required to go with, there are things you are required to have, but one thing that I had kept my mind on is that I am going and I am getting the woman of my life, the woman of my dreams. So that was one thing that kept me going. It was months of planning for it, and I think the most part of it is anxiety and worry and not knowing what to expect, and also planning with because in our culture you are helped by your uncles, they are your fathers. A lot of communications, a lot of traveling up country and all that. So it was a really moment of anxiety and worry, not knowing what to expect.
Now we've done the ratio. Now we are starting to plan about our wedding. I think it was the toughest time for us. And it got to a point I got overwhelmed, because now I'm at work, and I'm supposed to go fit a dress, go look for things, but now I only have I have a day. I have to choose: do I go to work or do I go and fit my gown? because now I had to look for one. I didn't import. I wanted to get a gown of my own desire, so I had to design my own and have it made here. It was a bit hectic. It was a bit hectic and overwhelming, because now I have to find someone who can, or I can talk to my boss, give me, if it's the morning hours, I rush to town, do a few things, and then come back for work. It got to a point I asked for leave. I was told I will not be given my leave until now, the Monday to the last week